What's going on YouTube? Well, not YouTube. People watch this channel on YouTube. Or YouTube's concerned, they can kiss my 4th point contact. Anyway, it's Old Soldier coming at you today from Robeson County, North Carolina, where it's overcast right now. They say it's supposed to get almost 60 degrees today. We shall see. So, part of today's PT plan is just to walk. Start with walking here to the back side of the range, and then we're going to walk out to the mailbox and come back to the back side of the range, and do that about as long as I feel like I can do it. But anyway, yeah, you notice I'm rigged up. Broke out the 1911 today. The old nostalgic Tankers holster. Served me well back in 2006, 2007 in Iraq, carrying a Beretta 92. That was a piece of junk, but you Beretta fans, I'm sorry, but the particular one that I was issued sucked. And my unit had no armor or support, so, you know, had I got into a firefight with that thing, I might have got 3 rounds off before the whole thing fell apart. And the sad part was, we got them issued brand new out the box. If that tells you anything. Yeah, you can see the remnants of the cornfield. Trying to see if there's any telltale sign of deer activity still plunging through here. So there might well be, because there's still quite a bit of corn cobs out here in the field that have not been quite devoured by deer and other animals and wildlife. So I think there's still some out here for them to glean. Man, the farmer planted a lot of corn this year. Almost right up to the edge of the drainage ditch. It's good. Yeah, folks, don't know, I got just under 18 acres on this side of the road that I live on. And prior to that, it was family land. When we got divided, this piece I got. But most of us still, you know, leased our land to a farmer. It ain't much, but it helps them provide a living, which is growing food for people to consume, and livestock. So, anyway, whew. Yeah, he sure did. Went right up to the edge. I used to have a walking path through here. I mean, he plowed right into it. Like I said, it's fine. I don't know if he's going to come back with corn in here again this year or not. He may very well just do beans this year. We shall see. But, keeps the land from going fallow, that kind of thing. Of course, the gentleman that does it, he's kind of in the modern implements of farming. You know what I mean? He use a lot of, I won't say a lot, but they'll come through every year. Alrighty. Fresh, it's not fresh, but coyote scat. So they're closer, they're coming in closer than I thought. Yeah, that's the other thing we got around here a problem with. Coyote track. We got coyotes that running some big packs around here. Usually they stay to the tree line, but a few nights ago I heard them yelping and howling. They seemed a whole lot closer than they normally are. It may just be a one-off thing. Boy, they were making a racket. And of course, when that happens, Rebel Dog and Toby the Beagle, they get fired up, thinking they can go out and tame the coyote scourge. But anyway, so yesterday I went and bought garden seed. We're going to try get something in the ground here soon. I gotta get the tiller out. Here's a little garden spot from last year. Gonna pull that crap out and really do a good weed eating job on it this time. Last year, thought I did, but should keep them darn weeds at bay. Never had a green thumb, so I'm learning as I go. And I got my 2 blueberry bushes. Those last year yielded a good bit. And, I'd love to get about 3 more put in the ground over there, but and I eventually will. That's, you know, how all things depends on how all things go. The rate the worthless governor of this state's going. Me and Mrs. Old Soldier really don't know how much longer we can stay here either. Thoughts of where we might go to. We've tossed around the idea of Wyoming or Montana, Missouri, even Arkansas. Love to get to East Tennessee. What I'd really like is a place where my nearest neighbor's 5 miles down the road. But sadly, anything east of the Mississippi, you're going to be hard pressed to even find anything like that anymore. And I don't know about west of the Mississippi, but it's like everything goes. Mankind continues to expand. And as my mama used to say, and as her daddy, my granddaddy used to say, with people buying up land and putting up subdivisions, at what point in time do we say that's enough and put a halt to it so the farmers have land to grow crops? That's a question and yeah, I put a house out here on this property. Now, I'm not saying people don't have a right to build a brand new home, but I look in a lot of these places, especially around here, we get a lot of GIs come go. They'll buy a house and they'll put it on the market, or they'll buy a house and get in debt and can't afford to pay it, and it gets repossessed by the bank. Nothing wrong with the house, other than it probably needs a coat of paint, maybe some minor trim work. And but no, I want a brand new house, all the latest fixtures. And the realtors are catering into finding their client's property so they can build a house. Let's go up here into the woods right quick. Little bridge my son-in-law put in for me, so I don't always have to step in the ditch. We're eventually going to dig steps up that incline and brace them with logs. This is where we were at last weekend. As you can see, dropping trees, collecting some logs for other projects. Some of them the staffs I mentioned I'm going to start making here soon. You look around, I got a ton of scrub oak for staff making. And I've got a fair amount of pine trees I need to start dropping so I can line my driveway with logs. keep the driveway from eroding off. And actually I found a man down the road that will mill it for 45 cents a square foot. So some of this pine, I can get it down and get it in decent lengths. Start getting me some rough cut lumber. That way I ain't got to pay them outrageous Home Depot and Lowe's prices that, you know, that their suppliers jacked up on them since COVID. But yeah, I own about 2, maybe 3 acres over here. And my brother's got another 10 back here. And he lives in Georgia, so what I call off of his piece, he ain't gonna miss. But yeah, start culling out some of these thinner oaks, some of these smaller pines, let the bigger ones continue to get bigger. But my goal for this spot right here that we're standing in, like I said, once I get it cleared enough out, get rid of some of these stumps and everything, I'm going to come back in here and actually plant a proper reseeding project with pine. At least that's the goal if we stay here, is to reseed this with longleaf pine, or poplar's another one I was told to put in. So years later it can be harvested for its lumber, but you know, prior to that, once they get big enough and start depositing enough, start harvesting it for their pine needles. And my son looked at me the other day and said, "Dad, what do you mean my pine needle?" Or not my son-in-law, not my son. I said, "Well, down here in the southeast, pine straw is like what they call brown gold. If you've got an area that's got nothing but those trees on it, you know, people will pay you for it. But I've got so much scrub oak in the way in there, got to get it all cleared out, just get straight pines put in." But that's, if we stay here, how we plan to use some of the land. Like I said, up to this point of the driveway, everything's fine. Once you get down here to this second phone pole, power pole, everything kind of starts sloping to the left. So I need to line the left side and get some dirt and gravel dropped in. But anyway, folks, that's kind of where we're at today with that. Didn't want to get on to anything too much political today. It's Friday. Don't want to ruin nobody's precursor to the weekend. We'll pick that back up hot and heavy on Monday. Tomorrow I may get a video out, may not. The game plan tomorrow is to do a limited amount of familiarization firing, so I can get Mrs. Old Soldier a little more comfortable with a little 25 automatic we were gifted. That way she can become more competent in its use and build her confidence up on using it if God forbid she ever has to. And I need to sling some rounds out of the 1911 and my Smith & Wesson 45. Haven't done it in a while. I need to get back to some fundamentals. So I've got enough ammunition where I can fire a few magazines from each for some familiarization and tightening up on some things. Then I got to go see a man next week about some tires. My mechanic told me I could have all the used tires that he's got if I want them. So we're going to go pick those up probably next week, or a load of them anyway, and use those on the range, build up the backstop. Because if that hog farm behind me ever sells, I guarantee it's going to be a subdivision that comes in. They're going to want to clear the trees, even the ones in the swamp. I mean, that's what's back there is a swamp. But, you know, some of these real estate developers, when they want something bad enough, they don't care who they have to hurt to get it. So, well, there you have it today, folks, in a nutshell, what's going on. Like I said, today I'm just trying to stretch my legs, get my heart pumping a little bit. Monday, I'm really going to get back into my full-blown grind, like I was showing you yesterday. So, until the next one comes out, folks, God bless, take care, Soul Soldier out. Stay safe, stay armed, stay vigilant.